I beat my way wherever any winds have blown. I bummed along from Portland down to San Antone, from Shady Hook to Frisco, over plains and hills. For once you get the habit, you just can't keep still. I've seen a lot of places where I'd like to stay. I get to feeling restless, then I'm on my way. I was never meant for sitting on my own door sill. For once you get the habit, you just can't keep still. And I ride wherever the wind blows. I'm drifting like a tumbleweed. I'm just a wandering troubadour. A song in my guitar is all I need. I've been in rich men's houses, and I've been in jail. And when it's time for leaving, I just hits the trail. I'm a human bird of passage, and the song I trill is once you get the habit, you just can't keep still. Now the sun is sort of coaxing, and the road is clear, and the wind is singing ballads that I've just gotta hear. It ain't no use to argue when you feel the thrill. For once you get the habit, you just can't keep still. I ride wherever the wind blows. I'm drifting like a tumbleweed, and I'm just a wandering troubadour. A song in my guitar is all I need. And I ride wherever the wind blows, and I'm drifting like a tumbleweed, and I'm just a wandering troubadour. A song in my guitar is all I need. Oh, a song in my guitar is all I need. We're up in the morning at the breaking of day. Chuck wagon's busy, there's flapjacks in play. The herd is astir over hillside and vale, and the night riders rounding them onto the trail. Come take up your cinches, shake out your reins, wake your old bronco to take in the plains. Come with your steers from the long chaparral, for the outfit is off to the railroad corral. The sun circles upward, the steers as they plod are pounding to powder the hot prairie sod. Just as it seems you'll get dizzy and sick, and you'll never reach noon in the cool shady creek. Come tie up your kerchief, ply up your nag, dry up your grumbles and try not to lag. Come drive out your steers from the long chaparral, for we're far on the trail to the railroad corral. Now the afternoon shadows are starting to lean, the chuck wagon sticks in a marshy ravine. The herd scatters farther than visions can look, but you bet all good punchers will help out the cook. Come shake out your rawhide, shake it out fair. Come break your old bronco to take in his share. Come roust out your steers from the long chaparral, for it's all in the drive to the railroad corral. Now the longest of days must reach evening at last. The hills are all climbed and the creeks are all passed. The tired herd droops in the yellowing light. Let 'em rest if they will, 'cause the railroad's in sight. So flap up your holster, snap up your belt, strap up your saddle, whose lap you have felt. Say goodbye to the steers in the long chaparral, for there's a town that's a trunk by the railroad corral. So flap up your holsters and snap up your belt and strap up your saddle, whose lap you have. As I was walking one morning for pleasure, I spied a cowpuncher come a-loping along. His hat was throwed back and his spurs was a-jingling. As he approached, he was singing this song. E-I-O, little laddie, lie easy. Who's your real daddy may never be known. Weeping and wailing and rocking the cradle, minding a baby that's none of my own. Well, it's early in spring that we round up the doggies. We mark 'em, we brand 'em, we bob off their tails. Round up the horses, load up the chuck wagon, throw them little doggies out on that long trail. Whoopie-tie-I-O, get along, little doggies, your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-I-O, get along, you little doggies, for you know that Wyoming will be your new home. Well, your ma was born away down in Texas, where the Jimson weed and the sandburrs grow. We'll fill you up on prickly pear and show you until you're ready for Idaho. Whoopie-tie-I-O, get along, little doggies, your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-I-O, get along, you little doggies, for you know Wyoming will be your new home. Now some boys, they go up the cow trail for pleasure, but that's where they get it most awfully wrong. You have no idea all the troubles they give to the boys who are holding them on the bed ground. E-I-O, little laddie, lie easy. Who's your real daddy may never be known. Weeping and wailing and rocking the cradle, minding a baby that's none of mine. Whoopie-tie-I-O, get along, little doggies, your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-I-O, get along, you little doggies, for you know Wyoming will be your new home. Where the Pecos River winds and turns its journey to the sea, from its white walls of sand and rocks driving ever to be free, near the highest railroad bridge that all these modern times have seen, dwells fair young Patty Moorhead, the Pecos River Queen. She's known by all the cowboys on the Pecos River wide. They know full well that she can shoot, she can rope and ride. She goes to every roundup, every cow work without fail, looking out for all her cattle branded, walking hog on rail. She made her start in cattle, she made it with her rope. She can tie down any maverick, for it can strike a lope. She can rope and tie and brand as quick as any man. She's voted by all the cowboys as an A1 top cowhand. Oh, across the Comstock Railroad Bridge, the highest in the West, Patty rode her horse one day, a lover's heart to test. For he told her he would gladly risk all dangers for her sake, but the puncher wouldn't follow. She's still without a mate. Where the Pecos River winds and turns its journey to the sea, from its white walls of sand and rocks driving ever to be free. Near the highest railroad bridge that all these modern times have seen, dwells fair young Patty Moorhead, the Pecos River Queen. You rode the good night loving trail, went up the Chisholm too. You drove 3,000 up to Kansas City, and you wintered with Teddy Blue. Here's looking at you, here's looking at you. You rode with Ranger Goodnight, you helped him tame the land. You learned the unknown estacado just like it was the back of your hand. When you rode for the brand, you rode for the brand. Went 3 times to Sedalia with a cook and a 6-man crew. You came damn near losing the herd in your hair to a passel of renegade Sioux, but you saw it through. You saw it through. You courted the dance hall beauties until they picked your pockets clean. You let it happen once, you let it happen twice, up in Dodge and Abilene, every place in between, every place in between. From a heat wave in Palo Pinto and to the frostbite on Raton Pass, you loose-herded cattle through a southwestern drought in the quest for water and grass. Alack and alas, you're hunting water and grass. You drove home the fittest survivors when word come a late summer rain. You reveled in respite for weary riders and 3 pounds a day in game, the respite of rain. 3 pounds a game. You drove them to Montana, over rivers swollen out of their banks. You started out as a wrangler's helper, but you rose up through the ranks, through the dark and the dank. You rose through the rank. Poor way to make a living. You threatened to quit, but then, when the herd bedded down at the shank of evening, why, you knew you'd do it over again. through the thick and the thin. You do it over again. Now a half dozen generations, they've mourned your passing on. But you was just starting what still ain't over, and your spirit settles up in the dawn, for you are not gone. No, you are not gone. For we see you in the steel dust, the spark flying off of the shoe. Maybe we're here living what you never dreamed of, but you lived what we never knew. Here's looking at you. Here's looking at you. Here's looking at you. Here's looking at you.